we live in a culture obsessed with self-improvement, endless routines, productivity hacks, self-help books, and morning rituals. But what if I told you that this obsession might actually be taking you further away from your true self? In this deeply reflective video, we explore the hidden side of self-improvement through the lens of Carl Jung's powerful psychological insights. What if self-improvement is just another mask, a distraction from the deeper work, the uncomfortable, often painful process of truly knowing yourself? Through Jung's ideas of the shadow, the unconscious, and individuation, we'll uncover the uncomfortable truth. True growth doesn't always look like progress. Sometimes it looks like stillness, like pain, like facing your darkest parts and choosing to love them anyway. This is not a video about fixing yourself, it's about understanding that you were never broken to begin with. Get ready to shift your perspective on healing, growth, and what it truly means to become whole. The hidden truth behind self-improvement. Have you ever felt like no matter how much you work on yourself, it's never enough? Like you're constantly chasing this better version of you that always feels just out of reach? We live in a world that tells us if we just meditate more, wake up earlier, grind harder, read more, and become more disciplined, then we'll finally be happy. We'll finally be fixed. But here's the uncomfortable truth. What if self-improvement has become just another distraction? Another way to avoid the parts of ourselves we're too afraid to face? Carl Jung once said, "People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own souls." Today I want to talk about the lie no one tells you about self-improvement, and how real healing doesn't come from becoming someone else, but from remembering who you truly are. The yummy obsession with becoming better. Scroll through social media and you'll see it. The 5 a.m. club, cold plunges, productivity hacks, the unspoken message. Who you are right now isn't good enough, and maybe you've felt that too. Like your worth is tied to your progress, to how healed you look on the outside. But ask yourself, what part of you have you been trying to improve? Because deep down, you've been taught to be ashamed of it. This is where Jung's idea of the shadow becomes crucial. Carl Jung and the problem of the shadow. According to Jung, the shadow is the part of ourselves we repress. The emotions, traits, and desires we're taught are unacceptable. Anger, jealousy, fear, vulnerability. So we hide them, and in their place we build a better version of ourselves, one who's positive, productive, always composed. But here's the paradox. Until you face your shadow, you are not truly whole. Jung believed that real growth begins when we confront, not avoid, our inner darkness, because what we reject controls us from the shadows. Think about it. What emotions have you been taught to hide? What stories about yourself do you try to rewrite through self-help instead of just accepting them as part of your truth? Why most self-help keeps you stuck? The modern self-help industry often teaches us to fix ourselves. But Jung would argue, you don't need fixing, you need integration. Integration means welcoming all parts of yourself, even the messy ones, because ignoring your pain doesn't make it disappear, it buries it, and buried pain becomes self-sabotage. When we focus only on high-vibe living, we deny the complexity of being human. And without darkness, there's no light. So instead of asking, how can I become better, ask, can I sit with myself exactly as I am? The path of individuation. True growth Jung called the process of becoming whole individuation. It's not about adding more to yourself. It's about uncovering what was always there. It's the journey of turning inward, of listening to your dreams, your intuition, your triggers. It's about becoming conscious of what has remained unconscious. This is not an easy path. It's uncomfortable. It's slow. It requires honesty. But it's also the only path to real freedom. Because when you accept all of who you are, you no longer need to chase validation through improvement. You become rooted in your truth. What it means to truly choose yourself. So let me ask you, when was the last time you truly chose yourself over others' expectations? Not the curated version of you. Not the version that's more successful, more spiritual, more polished, but the raw, real you. Can you love that version? Can you sit with your sadness without needing to fix it? Can you forgive yourself, not after you've improved, but right now? Jung said, one does not become enlightened by imagining figures of light, but by making the darkness conscious. And that's what choosing yourself really means. Not becoming perfect, but becoming whole. So here's your invitation. Tonight, instead of reading another self-help book or listening to another podcast, sit with yourself. Ask, what have I been trying to improve just so I can finally accept it? What part of me needs love, not fixing? Take a few minutes to journal, or just breathe, and let yourself be without improvement. If this message resonated with you, let's keep this conversation going. Share your reflections in the comments. What's one part of you you're ready to embrace today? And if this helped you see yourself more clearly, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, the journey isn't about becoming someone else. It's about coming home to who you already are.